freak hoes, bounce that ass, make your knees touch your elbows, freak hoes, bounce that ass, make your knees touch your elbows, free dough, free coat. They gave me that free freaking promo, free dough, free coat. I ain't think it was gonna be possible, bro. But welcome to this Winter Wednesday, February 25th. 2026 episode 376 or it's 377. I don't know, 67. I don't know. Either way, the numbers is all there, but welcome. Um we got some weird weather in my area now because it was 50 degrees on Saturday. Then we got snow on Monday, and we supposed to get snow today or tomorrow, but then it's supposed to be back to 50 degrees. What the heck is going on, B? What in the world is going on? We ain't see the shadow, and I feel going on is real because the rapidness and the temperature this month is insane work, and, and we still got snow that still ain't been melted yet. There's one area where it used to be a street where we used to drive up, but they just covered that son bitch in just snow. Good thing there's no houses on that block, cause people be furred trying to get out of it. Thank goodness, but they cut that off. So that's gonna be there until May. That ain't going for a hot minute unless we get a big storm where it rains it all down and throws it all away. That's the only way it's gonna go down. There's a lot going on in our city. It's kind of odd. All right. Speaking of odd, we'll go to the world of wrestling, where the biggest thing that happened this weekend, and from Friday to Tuesday, is AJ Styles is officially retired. He had his tribute show. Oh, Gunther tried to be on some BS early, interrupting Cole and Graves. They started the intro and he's being disrespectful to AJ in his home state, his city not far from Atlanta. Forget how far. And he, but Pierce was not having that, which I respect. I was like, good job, Pierce. You finally put your foot down on Gunther. Tell him get his ass out of here. But Dragon Lee, who has been defending AJ Styles the last month, he attacks Gunther and he was mollywopping on his ass. You motherfucking disrespectful to my boy AJ. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, okay, Dragon. You're rising up in the rings. I don't know where you at, but you rising up in the rings. I like that. You defending my man's AJ because he got done wrong. But that's cool. And they're gonna have a match next week on Raw. And I'm thinking to myself, hold the heck up. You tell me Elimination Chamber. There's 4 matches on the card for Elimination Chamber. You your prices are outrageous. The minimum ticket, from what I've seen on SeatGeek, was $300. And my co-host on the round table, we was talking about this. We shouting it up with this. And one chat, I think he said that the cheapest he saw was on Ticketmaster was $233. So I'm like, thinking myself, hold on. This is why the money system is important, Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen. This is why the money system is important. You expect people to spend $200 to $300 for 4 matches? Man, get the heck up out of here, that nonsense. I can watch an AEW show. AEW can come to my city, and their pay-per-view prices, they're pretty solid. I think one said $80 and $90 for 2 tickets. I'm like, damn, that's a bargain. That's a bargain compared to who charges a big ass price. That's twice, double the price, and you get at least 10 to 13 matches. You got pre-show. I know it's gonna be long as a month, but then you get good quality. You get your money's worth. You get your money's worth out of there. So we respect Tony Khan. You get your money's worth. But that you getting us less and you charging more. They're trying to get uh, the USC way of booking pay per views when you can't book pay per views like the USC because this USC, them is real. Them fights is real. One and two. At least you get a pre-show with the prelims where you got a lot of guys and girls on the card trying to make a name for themselves before the main show. At least that's the case. You feel what I'm saying? I don't get the thought process of TKO thinking that wrestling, you feel me, we gonna sit for 4 matches in 3 hours. That is insane work. Gold chamber matches do not need to be no more longer than 45 minutes. Ain't gonna stretch the hell out of this for no reason. I know for ads, but the stretching is the insane part to me. The stretching the time. Don't want to sit for 3 hours straight for 4 matches, bro. I can watch Avengers Endgame and the rest of it will still be on. That's not good. That's not good. Those matches do not need more than 45 minutes. They don't. At the most you can do is 40. That's maybe if you got a stack card or you got a stack chamber. But for 4 matches in 3 hours, you could put this one on the if I know a lot of people debate about this Vince stuff, but if Vince was doing this, we would have at least 7, 8 matches on the card. We would have had freaking Natty and Maxine on this joint, and we would have probably had Gunther and Dragon Lee. This could have been a pay-per-view match. Build up a win for Gunther, get Dragon Lee some exposure. I won't mind it. It's a new match. We had Gunther beat Dragon Lee, but Dragon Lee puts on a hell of a fight for his man's AJ. You feel me? I don't get the less is more crack because no, that doesn't make sense. Hell, even IC title, Finn and no, not a Finn, Dom and Penta. That could be a pay per view match. That could have been a pay per view match. Just say that for next week on Raw. I don't get it. Like you gotta give people what they want because they're not people not going to the shows and we expecting less. You're not going to attract a lot of people watching your shows if you giving us less to watch. I don't get that. I don't get that philosophy. You can't use that philosophy in wrestling. We're gonna want to have a story that's captivating to us and hook us in. And then you have the pay-per-views to bring us to watch the show. And you charge $30 a month for 4 matches? You got your damn mind. I don't get the thought process. The thought process of it is not computing. I don't get that thought process. It's very confusing. That's fine. That we had 2 qualified matches on the night. Uh, Jay Uso, Bronson Reed, big hungry ass, and El Grande Americano OG. They were in the 3-way, and during the 3-way, for some reason, El Grande tried to go coast to coast water with the diving headbutt. I was like, wait a minute, god damn it, why? First of all, you're not that close. He was not close at all. That was the first thing. The second thing, when Bronson Reed came to recover to break up the pin, he injured his triceps. He tore that joint. They even said on the show later on, like an hour in the show, later on, they say Bronson he tore his triceps. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. This is fucked up. This is second in a row where he's gonna miss WrestleMania. And division, they're done. They're done. What more can you do? This is the most cursed faction in wrestling history. Dead ass. I'm being dead serious because all the original members are injured. Banner Seth got injured. You pivoted that the Braun Breaker heel turn or turn on Seth, and you didn't catalyze it by him beating CM Punk or anything. You just like, oh, he's gonna have to get beat by Punk on the first episode of Raw this year in a weird reason. But whatever. Then this is when Braun Breaker got hurt during that little pushing over the table. I don't buy that. Because if you think about it, how he got done during the Rumble. I think he was injured before that. I think he might have got hurt that night before on SmackDown. That's my theory. That's just my theory on the things. Because how he been booked ever since going into the Rumble. He got attacked before, and he got eliminated by Oba. I personally think he got hurt that night before that night before the Rumble on SmackDown, that 8-man tag. I forget who they were going. It was Division against, I think, Jay, Cody, Randy, and someone else. I can't forget the last guy. But I think I heard that match, me personally. And then they wrote the excuse of him getting injured during workouts and injured flipping the table. I think he got hurt that Friday night. My theory, I think that's what happened. Because it then makes sense how he got eliminated like that. He was one of the favorites presumed to win the Rumble. And then they leaked the entrant number one. And then he was injured. They figured out he was injured before the Rumble. And they wrote it like they did. That's my personal thing. And then cool, I'm like, damn, this is fucked. But you got Austin Theory and Logan Paul. So all right. Then Bronson Reed now gets hurt. And I had a 6-man tag match online, but now we can't do that. So I guess Theory and Logan can go for the tag titles. Guess that's the best thing they can do. I guess that's the best thing they can do. Go for the tag titles. Go in a ladder match or big ladder match between the teams. I guess you can throw Usos, New Day, a division with Hall and Theory, and then I don't say the Viking Raid Experience or maybe the Creed Bros if they're going back on television, but whatever. Anyway, they don't know how to pivot. And where's this masked man gonna go into this equation? He is not gonna be a factor anymore. They gotta throw that joint away. His mask has to go. His mask has to go. He needs to wash that thing because it's smelling rancid, and we need a new idea. So throw this masked man away, toss him to the bushes, toss him to the like a grenade in the air, and blow it up. So blow that joint up, throw it away in the trash, and get out of my sight. Off that. The other qualifying match was, excuse me. Jey Uso won. Yeet. No yeet. Anyway, so he fills the chamber. Then for the ladies, we had Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and Raquel Rodriguez in the qualifier. I was rooting for Io. I knew Kairi was going to get it. But the thing that got me the most was Raquel winning it. Bad girls, when they say, there we go. She hit the Theata bomb on Kairi, and that pin, boy, good gravy. She had that girl busted wide open. Tell her, bring it back. She said, busted wide open. Until her, bring it back. She was, man, that Raquel won. Good. I'm cool with that. And you know what? Seeing Jade out there and Liv and Stephanie V. Oh my God. I'm out getting I'm out watering just thinking those through. But Liv had to make a decision because the week before the chamber, you gotta make a decision, baby girl. We need to make a decision. And Liv was contemplating what happened last week with Stephanie making her cry, speaking in Spanish, all lovely and delicious. And she makes a decision by staring down Jay. She looked like she's about to go with Jay, but then bunked Stephanie in the face with the mic and attacked her and hit the Oblivion and the Code Breaker. And so I'm going to choose you. I was like, good. And then it had me thinking, since Raquel won, give me either Rhea or Raquel. One of those two, so we can have a big power base matchup. Raquel could go in a good match with Jade, or Rhea can too. And they need people on SmackDown, honestly. I can see him going for Rhea more than likely, so they had the star power matchup, which I don't mind. Shit, fine as hell. I'm with it. So get one of them two. I'm with it. McCubbin killed it. And since she finally came back from the mass thing that was affecting her for like a couple years or so, last in 2021, 22, that time period. She's been killing it ever since. She listened to Kevin Nash, who calls himself Big Sexy, and now she taking that moniker Big Sexy, and she big and sexy, all right. And she been killing it ever since then. So she been working like a big girl lately, and she been killing it. So good. I'm not going to jet with either one of those two. So that was my half winners. And then the other non-qualifying matches and big moments was Maxine and Natty. The Maxine goes face first into the turnbuckle. I mean the post, not the post, and she gets knocked out. She sleep. Night night. She sleep. I'm like, damn. And they called a match off because Natty kept back in the head and doing all that stuff. And I was like, damn. I was like, well, that sucks. Well, and I said that's why I said earlier. If I was wearing this damn thing, I'd have them on the pay-per-view. And we're gonna falls count everywhere in Chicago, make it a Chicago street fight. Make it a little gotta wake this crowd up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, kid? You know, like we do something different. You know, let them fight. Let them build up this a little bit more, and they can, make it more intriguing. They're just gonna have these regular matches, and it's gonna be like, all right, but we doing it. What we doing? And what the heck, really, Maxine? I know she's a pretty face, but damn, she can scrap. We seen her scrap with Becky and go face versus the turnbuckle before, and she came up and still was fighting. Why they do it like this to the point and adding more of a threat? It's weird. I'm like, this is really weird. They want to do what they want to do. And then the brothers went at it. Offset was there for some reason, which I ain't mind because he was in Atlanta, but still it was a little odd. And we had the match I didn't think was ever going to happen, but it happened. My guy Kofi Kingston, one of my favorites growing up, and still is one of my guys, versus Javon Evans, the young OGs coming up. And that boy was bouncy. They had a good match. Javon hit with the OG cutter. I like how he pushed Kofi to make him do a whole pirouette. Like, where the heck you go? And then he turn around, boom, OG cutter, and then boom, 1, 2, 3, Javon wins. Give himself momentum for the chamber. And Offset was there too, ringside, to like to even out the odds and get Grayson Waller out of the equation for a second. Woods was injured; he's got the shoulder in the sling, so we ain't worried about that, man. We ain't worried about him. That was cool. That was cool. CM Punk and Finn, they built up their match for the world title. And then Finn and Don was like, "Hey man, you supposed to help me. You supposed to help me last week or last time was in the ring." And Finn and the tension was building up more. I'm like, "No, this tension been building up for the last 8 months, about damn near 9. Gang, they're gonna be 10 during this Road to WrestleFest stretch. So you better hurry this up, Jack. Hello." And then the second thing that also big was Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, who issued an open challenge to anybody in the back to fight him at WrestleMania. And I think to myself, this is what they can do for Brock? They ain't got nothing going for it. I still don't understand why he attacked Cody Rhodes. It'll be 3 years after the day after WrestleMania. And I still have no idea why he attacked Rob until he attacked Cody Rhodes the night after WrestleMania when he lost. I still don't. And this is the best he can do, an open challenge. And they make it seem that when he broke the streak, he became the next main event guy. But you haven't been the last WrestleMania was against Omos, which I thought was pretty good. And that was good. Because the visual of him F5 and Omos is kind of cool. But we ain't see the last couple of WrestleManias. I know it's because, the case. Still, even still, I guess. So they're just like, he announced that he's gonna be on TV up until WrestleMania throughout March. I'm like, whoa, this is the most I've seen Brock come to work in since 2020 or 21, one of them years. One of the years, or 2022 when he was a W champion. And they had the unification match. I'm like, damn, he really putting a lot of hours. So, all right. I mean, I guess this is the way they're going to introduce Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. Or Gunther versus Brock, which either or, want to object. I ain't going to be objecting. But if Gunther retires Brock, I'm going to be like, okay. I'm like, okay. This motherfucker ain't going for no titles. Come on, B. How you go from the guy that was going for changes most of the time? Now he's trying to end careers, and nothing in between made him decide to want to go do this. You gotta have a period in between where he decided, you know what, F this. I want to end somebody's career and like take out like one person's kneecaps. Boom, take out another person's arm or shoulder. You know, boom. I want to take your elbow out, tear your tricep, something like that. Put you on the shelf. Nothing like that. Just come back and win the tournament, take out John and the good. And I'll go over it, but yeah. Gold was already kind of away anyway. That was first match in fucking since Bobby Lashley left. And that was 2022, something like that. Well, yeah, it was the Bobby exchange. Yeah, him and Bobby was going at. I think it was one that was at the Crown Jewel events. So it was, so whatever. But all right, whatever. We'll deal with that later. And then the coup de grace was AJ Styles' last time in the ring. I personally want to see TNA just to have some D-Wade and closer type of thing, but I don't doubt that's going to happen. That's the only thing I request. I didn't want him to go to AEW, honestly. I didn't want to go to AEW, no way, no how, no fashion. There's nothing for him in AEW for him to do. A lot of people want him to go there just so he could have a dream match with Ospreay, but Osprey's still in the injured reserve. Get out of here, kid. Get your neck right, and then we'll see what you do. There's nothing over there. The Bucks, heck no. There's no Bullet Club over there for him to go stick his teeth into. But from what I've seen, they're kind of non-existent in wrestling. And then there's no one else I really want to have a dream match over in AEW. We see AJ Edge already. AJ Christian will be kind of interesting, but in this current form ish, actually that would be kind of one of the best things I want to see because Christian be talking about his favorite fathers. Like, I heard you're a father, AJ. And you as a father myself, need to be put down away. Do that thing, but I don't think we haven't seen Christian in a while. Same with Edge. So no. I mean, Bobby, that was a match I always wanted to see, but two different companies in my universe. That's my universe mode. Outside of that, no. Then there's a couple guys, young guys, like Kevin Knight. I kind of like to see with him and AJ, but they got something to sink my teeth into for that. Outside just giving AJ giving Knight the rub, so to speak. Outside that, now maybe him and MJF. Maybe him and MJF could do something. That's only on the short list. That list ain't long. So that's like 6 guys. That's like 6, 7 guys that are listed. 2 of them are one from New Japan, but he making his ways in AEW. Max is an AEW original, and the others are former WWE guys. So there's not a lot I can really see that AJ can really get into in AEW. I know Ospreay, I mentioned him, but don't see it. So there's not a lot I can see in AEW do. TNA, I only say TNA because he can be on some, like I said, he can be on some D Wade or Ed Reed type of thing. Go back home and sign a 1-day contract, retire TNA legend. That's it. I doubt that's gonna happen. But back to AJ, he left his goals in the ring, his vest too. He wanted to do it in America, in his home city, when they went to Atlanta or hometown, home state, and he let them both down. I was like, oh, it's done, coach. He had his family, his kids. Wendy! Oh, Wendy! I was like, I just thought of that immediately. I was like, damn, why? If Joe could have been here to see this, that's one I wish you had. So they had a best Frankie Kazarian, Petey Williams, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke, the Good Brothers. When I seen the Good Brothers and Tyler and Tama dab each other, I was like, oh no, it's for real, coach. Oh. They had a Borash there. I was like, yo, they brought all the hoes. Meechin. I was like, damn, what the heck? I was just like, bro. That had me, bro. That had me about to cry like Bernie Mac at 3,000. Try to get his 3,000 hit. That had me, G. That had me. I was like, damn. And then the cherry on top, AJ Styles is told he's going to the Hall of Fame via The Undertaker. So you can rest in the Hall of Fame. And they died each other, get a hug, and all that lovey-dovey stuff. And and Omos had to be, and Omos, she was there. And I was thinking to myself, this is the first time I've seen Omos in WWE television in a long time. And it had to be ages of time. We had to see this man on TV? Are you serious? Like, the logic on this thinking is so mind-boggling. He could have been in Japan doing his thing, still being a beast, and then fly him over to see AJ. But no, we can't have that. He's getting too big. So, yeah, they don't want little folks bigger than the company. And AJ, thank you. So, if you if you do what I say to the Wade style, I'll be cool with it. If not, I understand. So, yeah. So you're in the Hall of Fame with Stephanie so far, and that's the only two they got. You probably only mention. Well, you're gonna mention 5 guys or 5 inductees. So you gotta find your tag team, and then a legend, and then one other guy. It should be John Cena headline this whole thing. They had AJ too. Those like 2 headlines, 1A and 1B. But I don't know why they ain't put Cena Hall of Fame. They probably saying that for next year. That's kind of odd to me. Anyway, either way, at least AJ getting his moment. He has a time in the city he want to retire in. And we ain't had to see not one lick of Gunther. Thank God. All right. I'm going to see because last night we had so many title changes make my head explode. And the 4th one that didn't change had me explode too. Okay. Darcy versus Vanity Project. I got into the halfway part when they got back from commercial. And I seen he was beating up the Brother Sugars. And I was like, I just felt in my head, they're going to lose. I don't know why this came in my head like, they're going to lose. And Tony D cost Darkseid the tag titles by attacking Sugars when Jackson Drake distracted the ref. The other dudes of Lennox and Color James, they was all like, "What's up? What's up?" They all get the big scrap and security come out. They get the fight and all that. And Tony D takes advantage and throws one of the 8 Sugars on the apron, and they probably do something, and they get the win for the tag titles. And I just like, bro, really? Wow. I, I'm just saying this. They better be prepared. Keep them Jones warm for OTM. I'm just saying, you better keep them Jones warm for OTM. That's all I gotta say. I don't got opinion on the venue. They're very sleazy, super sleazy, and too much sleaze. Not enough for me to please. We'll see. They're very sleazy, so good luck to them. Good luck to them, Jack. All right. All right, so the end of the last Black History Month for NXT is now to a good start. Fine. I don't know if what size is a brother. See, look a little bit. Look, probably mix. Anyway, next we have Keanu Carter versus Shawn Legacy. He beat the absolute schnitzel out of that man. Carver wins. I was like, thank God. I was like, Legacy win. I'll be like, I'll turn this shit off. But Carver won. I was like, thank God. I was like, thank God. All right, good. All right, brothers. We're 1-1 today. Let's see if we can keep it up. Lonnie bragging about tapping out Lola Vice. Delicious. I seen Lola's title at the top. I'm like, she's here. She here. And then she was talking to Ren and Kendall, who were having their Ren QCC matchup to talk about strategy for Ren next week in the speed tourney. And Lola came out of nowhere and just boom, kicked the shit out of Lonnie, and they get the scrapping. And then Latina hit came out, and she went down to the office of Stone and requested an underground match, cutting off Darksley in the mix too. So they're gonna go underground at Vengeance Day. Sounds delicious. Yes, I'll go underground both of them. That's what I say. And yeah, sounds hot. Jasper Troy versus Eli Knight and Ilya LaFleur in a 7-minute speed limit challenge. Once Jasper Troy came out, I was like, oh boy, you know the rules. If the champ comes out first, shit goes left. Them's the rules. And the rules was made, and it was successful, this rule, thanks to Elio and Knight working on double teaming on Jasper most of the match. And Elio wins it thanks to a big splash. I forget what it was like. I think it was a moonsault. But he wins, and it's not a new speed champion. I mean, he pinned Brody. He pinned Troy. I just think to myself, damn. The other brother, I'm like, damn, the other brother could take him. I'm like, damn. You had the French one then. But we'll let it rock. You feel me, Troy? I guess we can he can move from the speed division. At least they got something on his resume. I guess. And LaFleur, I still need to see a little more to get really gauge on. I just think Angelico with a mask, low key. I'm just thinking Angelico with a mask right now. Eli Knight, you need to get related to LA Knight, yeah. So you can get more accustomed to being a part of family. So you might as well just say I'm I'm LA Knight's cousin. Pull that off, and maybe you can get somewhere with him. Either way, 1 for 2 for the brothers. This is tonight. Next one, JC Jane versus Saul Ruka for the NXT Women's Championship. All right, let's see what happens. So Zaya come out. He had JC and the crew. Fallon, good grief. So they was doing introductions. Mike was doing this thing, introducing the child and the champion. Right before the ref was about to put the bell in the air and ring the damn bell, Zarya F5s her and leaves her shocked, out, and she's picking herself up by the ropes. She's like, the ref asks, "Are you ready? Are you ready, girl?" And Soul says, "Yeah, I'm ready." Ding, ding, ding. Rolling out her, boom, knock her out. 1, 2, 3. JC retains. Good grief. Well, damn, Zarya. Well, then. And then after the fact, she F5s her again on the announcer table. And that hurt. I was like, oh, poor soul. Well, I mean, you should have seen it coming, Shawty. I mean, she did curse at you the week before and then came out to say your ass. And then feigned she was going to help the fatal influence and hurt them instead of hurting you. She should have seen it coming, low-key, but I understand the power of friendship. It's a weird dynamic. And yeah. So sisters, we're 1 and 3 now. I was like, golly, this is a bad in the Black History Month already. Goddamn, but whatever. Let's go to the next one. Tater salad. She's with the people. She was in the crowd or a thing. I was like, okay. Cut a promo, said the people you believe in me the most with anything. I never had to change with all this nice stuff. Saw all this nice, lovely stuff. I was like, oh, thank you, Tater. I ain't never gonna judge you, baby. My little golf princess. But anyway, Izzy Dane, the head that she is, follows her do the same thing, caulking the crowd. And they was about to scrap up. They was meeting up, but a couple of fans stopped it. I was like, oh, 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 oh. I was like, oh, and then the lights go out. I'm like, whoa, why the lights go out? Let me see Tatum and Izzy go at it for a few. Then Blake Monroe showed up on my television screen. I said, oh, never mind. Y'all can go away, ladies. Blake's on. They had a video game version here come on. I was like, oh, what the heck going on? Then the World Blake show. I was like, okay, that's better. I was like, you know what? I might get 2K26 just because of that right there. So I can play in Blake. I might. I might. And play too, but either way. But her and Blake and Thea Hale had their speed turn match. And it was very quick. 1 minute in, Jay Park came out of nowhere. When Blake went outside, checked her, hypnotic her. Thea hit her, spinning neck breaker, flying thing, maneuver, and got the win. So I said, well, damn. Well, yay. Jada's not really hurt. Because a couple weeks ago, I seen a report that she injured her neck on that DDT. I kept looking at the replay. I'm thinking to myself, did she? Because he landed weird, but it wasn't spike like that. So I just saw it. I'm just like, I was like, I hope not. But here she is now. I was like, that's better. Good. That's good. They say she was suspended. Well, fine. Good. Good. She was looking fine as hell. I was like, Anyway, I mean, whew. So my two fine riders got a rivalry still going on. Delicious. So yeah. Yay. So yay. We can still have Jada and Blake go at it. Yay. Fun times. Good job. All right. Kale Dix versus Uriah Connors. I still didn't know Brody Connors was Finley's kid, so yeah. And he had a birthright with him. Stacks, Grace, and King. Hey. GSK or SGK. Whatever. I was actually pretty well matched. It was hard for Connors. And got a win for himself. Good for him. Good for him. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. They show the story of Joe Hendry. I was like, okay. Oh, then he said he faced legends like Kurt Angle, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre. I was like, WCPW. He's one of a couple that stood out from there and that took his talents to the US. Guys, him, Norm Dar made a little bit, but didn't do much. Pete Dunne, Gabe Kidd, he's in AEW, he's on his thing there. And I think it's it. Because everybody else, well, a couple of them were old and others, they got exposed to the speaking out movement and they were selling non grata in wrestling. So, no less. It was a good portion of them that got out like that. Real horrible. Anyway, Connors won and he got the burn against he got the W against Dale Dixon. See how they can build up. And during that, Charlie Dexter was watching this. I was thinking, so Charlie, you might as well join these fuckers. Let Random Kendall do their own girl time, and you go be in the birthright. Go to where second gens can relate to you. Real shit. Let's be real. All right. And Ego versus Miles Bourne. I was gonna say Evan Bourne, but Miles Bourne. And when Ego came out first, I said, "Oh, well, shit's gonna go left just like earlier tonight. But at least it's a Canadian this time." And It did go live. Because the Vanity Project tried to help Ego, the Shallow Hill, and Hanging Tank. They cut off them and beat them all up. So they go at it. And then someone else too. Ricky Sage came out to try to help him because he's kind of part of their little egotistical crew. But Joe Hendry comes out and they fight each other. So they get him out the equation. Then the turnbuckle got exposed in the corner. Ego's face first into it. Then Bowen hit the zigzag on him again. And he got the win and pins Ego, stopping his record reign. I think it's tied with Owen now for the longest reigning North American champion. And Miles Bourne is a new one. Good for him. It's probably the first deaf person that really won it, which is good for him. Good for him. He's got a nice title and got some extra bonuses. So yeah, good for him. And he's repping Carolina, so we'll respect that. So pat that up. I guess one thing for Saturday, SmackDown. A couple of things that happened. You know what? If Owen can promote some character death and make people laugh, he's gonna get over big time. He's already starting to get over big time. But Owen beat the piss out of Kid after he had more poems that kind of a little funny and got his ass beat respectfully. So yeah. Some reason. We had the shocker of probably this year so far. Aleister Black beating Randy Orton in the main event of SmackDown. Huh? First of all, why Drew came out and attacked Randy in the back of the head with the title? That's how he got disoriented. Cody came out and tried and chased Drew away. He was contemplating, do I go after Drew? Do I stop Randy? And he's in the aisle and was in the crowd. So like, I don't know which way to go. Can I go? I got Drew. Do I go after Randy? He was very indecisive. I won't say undecisive. Indecisive of that decision. And then Randy gets the gas himself to his feet. He turns around, bam, black mass, and he falls in the cover for the 1, 2, 3. And I just was genuinely just shocked. I sat there for a minute, shocked, because I did not see that coming at all. I was like, you know what? This is the biggest win of your career so far, Aleister. You pinned Randy freaking Orton. I hope this leads to something else more of you, but I will doubt it in this era. For the qualifying match was Mello, Damian Priest, and Trick Williams. Brothers got each other out. Mello and Trick Mello gang actually did work together for a little bit, but they went against each other. But they did not pin each other. Trick won, delivering 2 trick shots to Damian Priest, knees to the face, and he got the win. I think the second one, Mello's on his shoulders, and Trick saved him from having impending doom, and he got the win. Yay. Good job. Tiffany beat Alba Fire. Cool. That's cool. You know, and she was Alba Fire too. Shout out Alba Fire. She was Kaylee Raymond. Alba Fire. She was a part of that squad too. The WCPW ones that came out and made a big name for herself. She could have had a little bit more. It could have done a little more with her. Like, could have had more of a witch. But at least she's Chelsea Green's. At least she was Chelsea Green and part of the cabinet and being an excellent service woman for her. So salute to that. And then another big one, Charlotte, Kiana James, and Nia Jax Elimination Chamber qualifier with an unexpected one. Kiana James winning this one. And it gave vibes to what happened with Rhea and Sasha and Charlotte a few years back. That was 2019. And she snuck under while Shaw was trying to do the figure 8 on Nia. Slid in and slid in with the most dangerous of all the rest in the small package, the 1, 2, 3, and gets the win. Very impressed, Kiana James. Very impressive, Miss James. Finally, they gave you something to do. They're finally giving you something to do because you was out there just yapping your mouth, yapping about Julia. Nigga, get you some burn. And you was out for a minute too. So good. Finally get something to Kiana James to sink her teeth into. Finally. Good. There we go. Okay. And Rhea and Julia, they get off to a start, but they don't finish thanks to Jack Slash taking out the folks and ruining this match, which was super random. But either way, that sucks. Either way, Jack Slash got tag team opportunities on Friday against Rhea and Io. Can Jack Slash win the titles? And we can have that last legend at WrestleMania, baby. I want to see her at WrestleMania. She's not in that chamber match. So this will be the next thing, best thing. Get her in a title around her fine ass waist. That's that. All right, so for the dudes in the Elimination Chamber, we got Trick Williams, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Jey Uso, Javon Evans, and L.A. Knight. Yeah. All right. For the dudes, I forgot. It's gonna be Cody Rhodes, ain't it? Try something different. Let's go for Trick for the win. Whoop thine Trick. Let's get it. All right. For the ladies, we have Asuka, Kiana James, Raquel Rodriguez, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Tiffany Stratton. I so want either Rhea or Raquel. It's most likely going to be Tiffany. They're going to have a good matchup, but this is nasty work, son. CM Punk and Finn Balor. CM Punk's going to win. Let's not BS around. Sorry, Finnegan. And Becky versus AJ Lee. If the IC title is a workhorse title and AJ hasn't been to work in a while, why is she getting this title match? Either way, Becky's going to win thanks to a DQ, and the people are going to be mad as hell leaving the show because you give us 4 matches and one of the DQ. Out of here. One of the non-chamber matches is a DQ. Oh, you're going to piss people off. I already know. And in that crate, I'm going to keep saying it's a dinosaur. But if you want an actual human being in that mother trucker, I guess I've been seeing a lot of damn housing. No, God no, please. I'm sticking with the dinosaur because forget all that crap. Forget all that. I'm just going with the dinosaur, please. Or I was gonna say Omos, but he's taller than the damn thing, so no, it's not him. It might as well be at this point. It might as well be at this point. If it was Omos, people would be a little bit lit to it. But either way, that's what it is. All right, that's enough Dirty B ranting. Let's go to AEW. We can rant about them little motherfuckers. Anywho, a Collision. The only thing that really stood out to me in Collision was Hayne Jespy versus Ricochet GOA for trios titles. This was really good. Jungle Jack Perry, he distracted Ricochet and Hangman hit the buckshot lariat for the win. I actually enjoy this. I call Hayne Jespy. I forget what they call him on the show. Cowboy something horse related, whatever, with speed and the twixt between the two, whatever. Why I saw Mike Bailey said he wished this titles are intergender. Now thinking myself, your non-Barry having ass wouldn't want to have a match with the Chica. Cause you will be one of the rare times you out muscle. You are more weight than them. Kevin Knight, get away from this SOB whenever you can. Beat his arse or they ass as much as you can and beat the piss out of him. Or them. Beat the piss out of them whenever the heel turn happens. I'm waiting for that moment. And once that moment happens, go for the freaking world title and push that brother to the moon, or at least give him a TNT title, at least as a consolation. At least if you ain't gonna give him that, you know what I'm saying? Either way, give him something. Have him be the one that turned on that Mike Bailey because he want to mess with cheap guys. No, man, no sir, no sir, no sir. Give me in a small dose because I know y'all gonna. Cause I know your style. You gonna be kicking. Hiya, hiya. Ain't nothing wrong, but you know. I want to do some kicking. Either way, that was cool. FTR crashes the Rascals smoke sesh, and they got eliminated match in the main event. That's all right. I ain't think FTR gonna be hit the smoke references. But here we are today. Man, and speaking of Rascals, Monterey can't get no burn. Weston and Zach was like, yo, Elvira was like, yo, rock paper scissors, and it was like, no, we 2-0. We the betting odds are good against us. Good, let us do it. And mine was like, all right, man. Well, you can tell in his mind, in his head, he was sick. He not getting no opportunities. So that's a story that can come to fruition down the line of them leaving Myron Reed out of the fun of wrestling. So we can see that. The Bucks versus the Swirl, which is what's it, Lee Johnson and Blake Christian. I didn't care for this match. I really didn't care for this one. I already knew the Bucks gonna win anyway, and they did. I didn't care. I was like, just didn't care. I just was like, I ain't fast forward. I just was watching just with not impressed, but I was just watching, just like, yeah. But Young Bucks won. Meltzer driver them all the way down. Uh, NJF was at House of Glory, and Andrade was there. He said, "You will, tranquilo, tranquilo. You will give me an AW World Title match eventually." Good luck, Andrade. Carter versus Josh Alexander, CMLL title. This is good. I just knew Josh not winning this. So I can't really get deep into it, but no. But I like his theme song. I like his theme song. One of my favorites in AEW right now, currently. That's not injured, or that's not injured or not on TV consistently right now. So I like that. It's a positive, and he's our outside linebacker for the Don Callis family. Left outside linebacker because we won a 4-3. So he's outside linebacker of the Don Callis family. So hang your hat on that, my guy. They called us a stand-in match. I'm like, yo, just call it a squash match, man, because Megan Bain beat the absolute the Becky Lynch out of Becca. I know that ain't make no sense, but she beat her ass basically and hit her with the running power bomb. And I would like to be running power bomb in those titties, cause good grief, both of them. I'm both Penelope and Bane, so yeah, I'll take a 2-on-1 attack on them. They can hit me with their double team maneuver, whatever that is. Ciampa wants TNT title back. He called it Sylvie. Good luck with that, sir. You could have said I want the television back, but I want to take over TNT again, but you missed that boat opportunity. If you use that next week or any other week, you know where you got it from. The White Tee Comic Club versus Don Callis family. You had Mox, Pac, and Uter versus Takashita, Ed Colon, and Mark Davis. And this is good, but when Yuta got in at the end, I said, damn well he's about to eat the pin. Yuta's in, you eating the freaking pin, and Takashita pinned Yuta and gave him some momentum for Mox. I was like, I just said, just called him money. I was like, well, and Yuta did not take the hat off. Now, 1 second, how did that not happen? How does he not sweating to the point where the hat ain't fall off? KT tried to a couple times but couldn't do it, and yeah, it was just that. Um, All right. Finally, for the first time in several months, Thunder Rosa is back on my television screen. Still looking fine. She's in not our home city, but not far from where she's from. She's from Tijuana, Mexico, and there was in near San Diego, and I've been in San Diego. There's pretty Mexican heavy. So good. And she took on Julia Hart. And Rosa won, thankfully. And then Thekla came out and tried to talk crazy about Thunder Rosa. And said, Mamacita, you gonna get your ass beat, baby. Well, she didn't say it like that, but I put a little spin on what she was about to really say. And Julia Hart tried to come from behind, but Chris Statler saves her from getting attacked. Good job, Chris. Looked out. Good looking out, Chris. She looked out for you. You looked out for her. I scratch your tattoo. I scratch your face mask or face paint or half face paint. But yay, Thunder Rosa's back on television. Yay. So now we can have Mercedes and Thunder whenever she gets back. Yay. Double yay. And speaking of double yay, Willow's back. What a fine ass. And her and Harley gonna fight. Mega bad again. The tag titles again. We'll get that in a second, but it daunted me and I saw the after effects. Like, really? Okay. Anyway, Private Party's back and with shots. The funniest thing of this whole thing is like, yo, you know what's missing here? We ain't got no girls. And then Bo was like, yeah, it was the only one that was lit, and I just was gone. And I just started just laughing my ass off because it was funny. That was a good one. But good for Private Party, they're finally back, and we'll see how they do with the tag titles. You got some competition now, fellas. And I kind of want to see when the wrestlers go at it. That'd be kind of interesting. And in the main event, FTR versus the Rascals with a Z. The Young Bucks come out near the end and distract Cash because Dax is by himself, and they distract him. The Rascals do their pushing moonsault, standing moonsault thing. I don't know what they called it, but they got the win, and it was an eliminating match. So down the line, a future down the line, you'll see the Rascals versus FTR whenever that's the case. So good for them. I know Myron Reed's like, man, when the fuck am I gonna wrestle? When am I gonna wrestle? But that's not where it ends. FTR notices the Young Bucks family in the front row. And they all talking smack to him like, what are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? And Papa Buck pushes one of the FTR, I think Dax. And he spits on Stokely. I was perplexed. Oh, I don't even think about the racial aspect. I thought more of that was so disrespectful. You need to get your ass beat for that one, Doug. I was ready to throw hands like, bro, what the So they grab the Buck's brother on the boat, and he took one of the brother, and they spike pile drive him in the middle of the damn ring and force the demand came out, and they attacked the Rascals, and they beat their ass too. They beat them all over around the ring, and they force the Young Bucks to watch their brother get spike pile driven. I was like, damn, that was nasty work. Good job, fellas. Way to work together. And then Ricochet clothesline Jack Perry, which is freaking hilarious too. Like, ha ha! But I was like, damn, you know what? I don't usually do this. But we'll make an exception for these two. Not only for you attacking the Bucks for doing some disrespectful stuff, and one of the most top 3 disrespectful things you can do to a man, spit on another grown man. They can get FTR can get a to-go play to the cookout. They can they can take a plate home. You get 5 out. You get a rib, you get 2 pieces of chicken, you get a leg and a thigh. I mean a leg and a wing, not a thigh. You get a leg and a wing, get some collard greens, get some mac and cheese, and you can get if we got some cake there or dessert, you can bring a dessert home. Both of you. You can take it to go. You can take a plate to home to go. Just for standing up the big stove like that. Because that was madly disrespectful spitting on stove. That was no reason. Glad you had a powder to counter that ass, but damn, that was so disrespectful. So nasty. That is nasty work, son. Nasty work. So FTR, just for that, for staying up for Big Stoke, you can get a to-go plate to the cookout. You can bring one home to your family, and if you ain't gonna eat it, give it to somebody in your crew or your family who will. Whether it be a friend, family, whoever the heck. A homeless man. Make sure that plate gets eaten. Because we don't waste food around here. You know what I'm saying? Just you can take a plate to go. I don't usually do this a lot because the cookout jokes is kind of weird to me, and they really want Cody to really be the part of the cookout, and that was a heavy thing throughout this month with the Black IWC for some reason for some folks. But you know what? After y'all for staying up for Big Stoke, I gotta give y'all a plate to go. Y'all can take one. Y'all can take one each. You get a rib, 2 pieces of chicken, leg and a wing, mac and cheese, collard greens, and a dessert, which probably cake, brownie, whatever cakes, whatever. One of them, what you get one of each, both of you. And Stoke, you bring whatever you want, because you brother, you know what I'm saying. I know you ball, you ain't got no hoes, but you can entice the hoes with some food. That's how you bring some hoes to your life. Cook. You know what I'm saying? So do that. So SCR, you're valid. All right. They got a preview of Dynamite tonight, which I did mention one match, but there's one that they're in Ohio High City and then got to get Mile High Madness between a 10-man tag between the Bucks, Jack Perry, and the Rascals, Wentz and Wesley versus the Demand and FTR. So anything goes, basically. 10-man tag tornado match. I guess. Guess for the tag. I guess we're just gonna have a big old tag match. We haven't seen on them Jones in a minute, so and ain't no money on the line. So yeah, guess cons are out of money right now, so we can't give out things for free. I'm gonna go with the heel team, FTR and the Demand. I'm gonna go with them two. I'm gonna go with those for the win. Yeah, they get the W. And then we mentioned this for the tag titles. Basil Rad versus Mega Bad. It should be Lena and Mega Bane. We can get Mega Cross. Ooh. But for the tag titles, but they have Lena Cross as the accompany to the ring. Which is okay. Um can this be the one where they get the titles? I feel like this could be the one. They're in Denver. They hide shit. They in Denver, and this is Will's fourth title defense in the last 13 days or whatever. I can see Megan Bag getting the titles and sparking the J for Mahomes. So another match we got John Moxley versus El Colon. We know Moxley gonna take that man out. Mark Davis, Brody King. This is big meaty middle defensive tackle slapping meat because Martin Davis is the defensive tackle of the Don Callis family, and then El Clon, he's the corner. He's the other corner of the Don Callis family. So we have a corner and a defensive tackle going to battle tonight. There we go. And the Orange Cast is Gabe Kidd. I'm OC, but if you want to do something different, make Gabe Kidd stand out, get Gabe to win. We'll see. And then MJF and Hangman decided stipulation for Revolution, which will likely be Texas Death Match. 8 times out of 10. And or 3 stages of hell. I could see them trying to do that stipulation, the 3 stages of hell. That'll be the second. That'll be the second thing I could see if they're not gonna go with the Texas death. They could see them doing the 3 stages of hell. They'll call it that. But they'll probably find some alternative name for it. So yeah, let's go. Whose house is it? And I'm curious how Swerve's gonna be first week out during the hill, going hill and attacking Kenny. I'm curious how he's gonna go. Damn, Eddie, he got severe migraines. I don't know. Wait, what? Hold up. This is why wrestling news is weird. Because the one said 4 hours ago Eddie got paid pulled to severe migraines. And then pulled for something. Must be the same thing. All right, good. All right, must be the same thing. Pulled for Serenade due to medical reasons. Like it was migraines, motherfucker. So we'll see. I will see how that one goes. All right, I gotta make. I'm gonna look at some games yesterday for the NBA and make some picks for tonight, and I gotta make some switcheroos. All right, Wiz. We got an ass kicking Atlanta, 119-98. Figure Atlanta. Jonathan Kuminga. You know what? Steve Kerr is running an old folks a retirement home in San Francisco. Cause there's no way, no how that you couldn't get Kuminga minutes to where he could be a productive member of your rotation and be a help to Steph Curry instead of having to rely on him all the damn time. It's ridiculous. But glad he came got some 6-man where he had 27 7 boards on 24 and a half minutes off the bench and 2 steals. He was the high man for the team. The hot guy. He was 9 of 12 shooting, 3 or 4 for Curryland, got the line aggressively, 6 of 7. He was very on point. So that was the main thing that was killing us. I know Kiss was like, ha, we beat y'all. And nobody burned still. Gabe Vincent got more burned. Well, 21 minutes. Even King Walls got burned. It's crazy. Either way, whatever. Sixers beat the Pacers in Indiana, 135-114. Shout out Maxey, man. He came with 32, led strong with 9 boards and 8 assists. Embiid, he came back to the line and had 27 points in 26 minutes. Way to get your production in funches. And VJ Edgecombe, he had 23 and 7 boards, 2 steals. Nice. Yeah, the Pacers down bad, and they got fined 100,000 for Neesmith's hand injury. They think it's faking it, but I don't know how you can fake a hand injury if you can't play on basketball. Silver, you can bow down to all these betting ads, but you can't bow down to the Pacers saying they have their guy can't play. Pathetic. Anyway, Mavericks beat the Nets in Brooklyn 123-114. Marvin Bagley was the man that on the mission. 22 off the bench in 19 minutes. Nice. They got Najee Marshall winning the point. Weird enough. But he had 21 and 7 assists. Brandon Williams off the bench had a double though. 19 and 10 assists. Nice. They got a lot of bench points because Clay had 17 off the pine as well in 23 minutes. Splashing 5 curry balls and he was on fuego. My man's get to come off the bench, bang the side, and get some guys bench burn. But yeah. And Brooklyn, they're a hot mess just like my Wizards. But they're in a worse position than us. Thunder, my second team, at least they gave me some positive. We beat Toronto 116-107 in Toronto. Cason Wallace, he was a high man. 27 points, 8 boards, 7 assists, and a steal. He ran the point, 11 16 shooting? 4 or 5 from Curryland. He was on fuego. Isaiah Joe, he had 22 also. He had 2 steals. He was good, 7-14, very good. A good team effort victory. Need to hold it down while SGA's down. I think he'll be back. The first, not the end of the first week of March. I think he'll be back by the end of that. Not probably the 8th or something. In Toronto, they hang strong. They couldn't get the job done. Cavs beat the Knicks at home 109 to 94. James Harden, he's got his boys looking good. But Donovan Mitchell led the way. He had 23 points, 5 boards, and 3 steals. Jared Allen had double 19 and 10, and Harden had 20 points and 4 assists. He on his Harden shit, as he always is. But we did suffer a thumb issue. He fractured his thumb in this game, and oh boy. But he's going to be a trooper, and he's going to tough it through it. The thing is not on his shooting hand; it's on his right hand. He's a lefty, so a good thing for him is now on his shooting hand. If it was going to be on his shooting hand, he probably would have been out a bit longer. But it's now on his shooting hand, which thumbs up, good. All right, so that's all 5 stars in double figures. They had Jalen Tyson on the bench with 12 and 8 boards. He did well, and everybody got some burn except Nash Jr. Poor Nash. Yeah, that's what. And Cavs and the Knicks are now tied for number 3 in the East. Let me see. Yeah, number 3 in the East now. So they're both at 37-22. They even out their records, and they need to break it to see who's going to be the 3rd in the East. All right, Hornets staying hot, blowing out Chicago in Chicago, 131 to 99. Yeah. My old team that I had, they beat my team that I bought championships to. They dominated that third quarter, outscoring them 42 to 16. Sheesh. They scored 75 points the second half, outscoring 75 to 44. It was a 1-point game. It was 56 to 55. Good gravy. Damn. They got their ass back in this third quarter. Brandon Miller was a high man, 23 and 5 boards, 2 steals in the block. Yeah. LaMelo at 16 and 7. Concanuple, 21 points, 2 steals. 7 guys in double figures. Miles Bridges had 16 and 7. Josh Green had 11. Grant Williams had 11 and 4. Same with Green. And Kobe White had 10 off the pine too. So yeah, he was getting active. And Musa Diabate's back from suspension. He spilled out every stat line. 9.7 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Sheesh. They fill that stat line, my man. We a stat sheet stuff supreme. The only positive for Chicago was Matisse Buzelis. He had 32 points and 7 boards. No one else could be bothered to score more than 11. Huh, they had Gerson at the center. And Patrick Williams at the 4. Oh, no Jalen. That's why. All right, makes sense. But in Charlotte, they're coming up fast. They were really playing well, and they got themselves back in the 10th spot. They got a game and a half lead over the Bucks, and they're half game behind the Hawks for the 9th spot. So let's see if they can move up further high and at least host a whole game for the play-in. Bucks beat the Heat 128 to 117. They're now trying to catch up to the Hornets. Well, Kevin Porter Jr., he led the way, 32 points, 7 boards, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Ryan Rollins, he had 21 and 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And Kuz had 19, 4 and a steal. And Bobby Portis, he had 21 off the bench for 24 minutes. Nice. That's nice. Good for him. Excuse me. And Miles Turner came back from his calf issue, but he wasn't all that effective. I'll say that. The Bucks, the 25-31, trying to catch up. The Heat, they're leading the 7th seed. I think the 8th seed. But they got 3 games ahead over Charlotte, I think. Yeah, Charlotte. Pelicans take out the Warriors in New Orleans. Okay. 113 to 109. Nice. Zion, he went off 26.6 boards, 2 steals, and a block. The big one of the thing was DeJounte Murray coming back from his Achilles tear that he suffered last year. And he did solid, 13 points in the steal in 24 minutes. Got the star and everything. And they had a pool party too with Sadiq Bey. Sadiq had 18 and 6 boards. Poole had 12 and 6 boards matching him. And Carlo Markovic, or is it Carlo or Carlo? Yeah, Carlo Matkovic, he had 10 and 8 boards with 3 blocks and a steal. Nice. And he had DeAndre Jordan playing center. He had him starting. And Derek Queen, that ball carrier, was talking about, welcome back, old ass nigga. Hey, yo. That shit had me nine. I said, hey, yo, no way, bro. And shout out to Anthony Mountain, man. 28 points and a steal. Pozemski, 16 and 15 rebounds off the bench. I was about to let him go in one of my leagues. Never mind. I'll keep him. Guy Santos, 15 and 12. Nice. Draymond don't be doing shit. 11 and 7. Say that. And Moses Moody at 24. Nice. Very efficient. 7 and 13. 5 boards. Nice. Warriors 2 games over 500. Shows trying to hold strong. Wow. Low scoring game in this era. Celtics beat the Suns 97 to 81. Let me see a couple things. Because I'm running. God damn. Just shot 95 times and got 97 points. Good freaking gravy. And 47 of those were shots from the 3-point line. Good gravy, fellas. Let me look at Phoenix side. Y'all shot 79 times and took 36 threes. Good freaking God. Both teams could not hit anything that hit the side of the backboard. But Derek White, he had 22 points, 8 boards, 8 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. Nice. Sam Howley had 16 points, splashing 4 curry bombs, and had 4 assists. Nice. Niamis Guetta, 14 and 13 rebounds, 2 blocks. Glad they keep him starting because they need some defense. Sorry, Vooch. And wait a minute. Baylor Shireman? 11-11 on the double-double with a steal? You got the star for Jaylen Brown. He had a toe issue, a foot issue, one of them issues. And you got some extra burn. Good for Brody. Shout out to him. The Suns don't even have no Dylan Brooks, no Devin Booker, and Jalen Green's running the offense for Kyle Gillespie. Oh boy. Yeah, this is the part where it gets a little sad for them. We'll see how they can rebound. At least it's still in the play-in. All right, Timberwolves taking on Portlandia in Portland. And it was the T-Wolves that eked out the victory, 124 to 121. Ant, he went ham, 34 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals. Shot a lot, 11-27. And shot a lot of curry bombs, 13 of them, but he got the line 7-10. Jay McDaniels, shit, we got KD, shit, we got Jay McDaniels. He had 29 points, 6 boards, 5 blocks, 3 steals. Damn. Had 8 stocks. Sheesh. 12 of 16 from the field, 5 of 6 on Curryland. He was on fire, Marv. Julius Randle had 13 and 7 boards, 6 assists, a steal. Rudy Gobert had 19 rebounds, 10 points, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. And Dante DiVincenzo, he had 19 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Nice. That's counting for that one. Oh, no Mike Conley burn. Shout out to Mike. Drew, nice. Had 22. And Scoot, he had 19 and 6 and 5. He's gonna get a lot of burn now that there's no Danny and Sharp is gonna be out for a while with that calf issue. So, boo, that sucks. But at least get some burn. Shout out to Jerry Greg from Maryland boys, 21 and 5 boards and 2 steals, and Klingon, 16 boards. Nice, cleaning up 11 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Sheesh. Got the whole line, my man. Shout out to Vic. And shout out to the T-Wolves get a dub. And the Magic and the Lakers in Los Angeles. Orlando ekes it out the victory 110 to 109. Nice. All right. everybody talk about the Lakers, but Paolo Banchero showed out in the land of stars. 36 points, 10 boards, 6 assists. Okay. Desmond Bain, 22 and 6 assists, a steal. Wendell Carter showed out with a double, 20 and 11 boards. He must have injuries ringside. Well, courtside. I don't know why I said ringside. I don't know why I said ringside. Tristan the Silver, 13 and 6 boards in Tuesday. I don't know why I said that. And yeah, that was a high points for them. They had no Jalen Suggs. He still got back issues. Oh, that's horrible for him. As for Lakers, goddamn, Luka, 22 points, 15 assists, 9 rebounds, a block. Brown had 21 and 6 boards, 4 assists, 2 blocks. Aiden with 21 points and 13 rebounds and a steal. Nice. Austin Reeves got back in the star line. He had 18 and 2 blocks and a steal. 2 blocks? Okay, Reeves. And Rui came off the bench, was the 6-man work, had 10 and 2 steals and a block. Why they got Marcus Smart the 4? No wonder they lost. The hell? Why you got Marcus Smart the 4? That makes no lick of sense. He got a car Paolo? Come on. Essay? He got a car Paolo? He can't guard freaking Desmond Bain? You know what I'm saying? No wonder they lost. Their star line structure is wonky as fuck. Because you got Brian the 3, who's 6'9". He should be playing power forward. And Smart, he's a freaking guard. Why? This did not work for the Rockets. Why you think it'll work for you? This ain't Missouri basketball. You see how Missouri went out in the postseason that year? They had 4 guards in the starting lineup. They went out in the first round against Norfolk State. So it ain't going to work for you, Nate. You ain't going to work for you, mates. And they had a chance to win at the end, but they couldn't get the shot in or the shot up in a good possession. I think Luka, he pump fake, but it went, but he was nervous about where it was going to hit, and he took a shot and made it better. Well, he gave up the Braun, and he couldn't do anything. He had to hoist it up quick before it got over, but whatever. It didn't go in. All right, let's go to the games that happened tonight. Ooh, Thunder Pistons was starting up at 7:30. I might watch this one. Thunder, we don't have SGA, but Pistons, they had Kate Cunningham. That's the only thing we're missing. I'm going to go with my boys. Let's go Thunder. I know we're in a back-to-back situation, so we might be a little tired, but we'll see if we can get deep in our rotation. Spurs and Raptors. That's going to be another good one. I'm going to go with the Spurs. They're really catching up to they're really catching up to my boys. A 2.5 back or 3. 2.5 back. Warriors and Grizzlies. Back to back for the Warriors. I'm gonna go with the Warriors. Rockets and Kings. Katie and Russ are meeting up again. I'm gonna go to Rockets. Bucks and Cavs. I'm gonna go to Cap. Well, both teams coming on the back to back. I'm gonna go to Bucks. And then Nuggets and Celtics. That should be a good one. I'm gonna go to Celtics. If Jaylen Brown can play, I'm going to Celtics. So if he can show out and go against Jokic and get the dub, I think it might put his chance for MVP candidate. Because when America needs to win MVP again, we need to. We need to get that John back. Because it's been a long time, and we need that to happen. We need it. We need it. We freaking need it. So let's go. Yeah. I don't even feel. We play Atlanta again? We play Atlanta again tomorrow? Oh, God. At least we got to stay in one spot for one day. So, we gotta give before we end this, we gotta give an RIP to Rondale Moore, man. He was a receiver on the Cardinals. He was a solid slot receiver for him. But the last couple years he been battling injuries, devastating knee injuries, like ACL tears, back to back years, and man, he took his life, man. Took his life. He was signed by the Falcons and the Vikings, but didn't play. They do the preseason injuries, back-to-back preseason injuries, and the rehab and all that. It took a lot and took his life, man. He's a little kid. He's from New Albany, Indiana. He went to Purdue. He was second round pick, 49th overall. Big Ten receiver of the year, freshman of the year. And man, he took a selfish and gunshot wound to the head. This was presumed and was the big thing. Man, that pressure's real, man. And he had two devastating back-to-back knee injuries like that. Man, that sucks. Rest in peace to him, man. He had a lot more in the tank, but in his mind, he figured this beat him up too much, and that sucks. Cause he was really motivated to keep going, and sometimes that motivation gets you down to the point where you don't feel like fighting, and you know he wanted to fight, but that fight beat him before he could get that demon out of him. It impacts a lot of us, man. It's impacted me too. Um, had a lot of days where I don't think I can make it or can get myself in a bad position, help myself out, or get myself in a bad position to take care of myself. Time I did have it right, mess it up for myself, and it sucks. Rest in peace to him, man. He's seen that as a good player, and man, it sucks. Sucks that his family had to go through this. Sucks that his boys, his team, whoever he knew close had to go through this, losing a friend, a brother, a teammate. Shit. Shit, even a significant other if he had a significant other at the time too. So rest in peace to him, man. Rest in peace to Moore. It's probably shit real, man. You gotta find a way to figure out how to solve issues or talk to somebody about the issues. Whether it's somebody close, or whether it's somebody, or if it's a therapist. That's the case. So rest in peace to him, man. Real talk. I'm glad they turned the comments off and all that stuff. So damn, his knees, man. I seen him looking at his knees, and yeah, but rest in peace to him, man. He was got hard. So like I said, if I get a guest on, I'll let him know. But for now, well, be well, stay safe, survive dance. We'll see you around this next dance. So, yeah. Talk to people you know.